Most homestead mistakes don't come from doing the wrong thing. They come from doing the right thing before you're ready. And let's face it, once you build it, fence it, or pour it, you're kind of stuck with it. We've learned that the hard way here. Today, I want to explain how we learned when to wait and why that decision saved us lots of work later. You know, waiting gets a bad reputation. People sometimes think it means fear or hesitation or falling behind. Waiting is how you often avoid locking in very expensive mistakes. This isn't about hesitation for the sake of hesitation. It's about knowing when action becomes permanent and when patience is a much smarter move. Early on, we realized that almost every decision that we made really falls into one of two categories. Things that are easy to undo and things, well, that are not easy to undo. Once you understand that difference, waiting stopped feeling like hesitation and started feeling like judgment. Really, the first question we learned to ask was pretty simple. Is this decision permanent or is it reversible? If something was cheap, temporary, or easy to change, we were pretty comfortable moving forward. But if it involved concrete, fencing, buildings, and some sort of layout, well, especially things were expensive and hard to undo, we kind of stopped and looked around for a few minutes. Most regrets don't come from bad ideas. They come from permanent decisions made before enough information was available. Waiting gave us time to make those decisions once, not twice. The second thing we paid close attention to was workload. Not what we thought the workload would be, but what it actually was. Until you live and work the land day after day, you don't really know how long things are going to take, and more importantly, where your energy goes. And frankly, what quietly wears you down over time. On a homestead, scaling up before understanding your daily workload doesn't make things easier. It multiplies problems you may not even know about. When something already has felt heavy and you're having issues, we knew it wasn't time to add anything else. Another big teacher was the land itself. And land doesn't explain itself quickly, unfortunately. It teaches you through seasons. We learned to wait and watch, basically where the water went, where the wind hit the hardest, and how the sun shifted throughout the year, and basically how the soil reacts during different weather conditions. You can't learn them in a weekend. 1 year of observation saved us years and years of correction. Infrastructure became another clear signal. If the support system wasn't ready, the project had to wait, not the other way around. Animals waited on fencing. Expansion waited on access. And convenience waited on water and power. On a small farm, infrastructure mistakes don't stay small very long. When infrastructure lags behind ambition, stress fills the gap. Waiting until the foundation was ready meant fewer emergencies later. We also learned to ask a simple but very uncomfortable question to some. What happens when this all goes wrong at the worst possible time? And trust me, that's when it happens. If the answer was panic, exhaustion, or constant crisis, you were way too early. That question matters whether you're running a homestead, a small farm, or anything else. Waiting reduced emergencies, and fewer emergencies meant better decisions everywhere else. Look, here's what waiting protected us from. Rebuilding things twice or even 3 times. Constant stress and debt, which is already hard enough to deal with, from things that I didn't have to go back and fix again and again and again. and burnout trying to keep up with the stuff that we just weren't ready for. Waiting didn't slow progress. It kept progress from breaking us. Waiting isn't passive. It's deliberate. It's how you earn confidence instead of gambling on hope. And we all know, hope is not a plan. If something feels rushed, it probably is. And if waiting feels uncomfortable, that doesn't mean you're wrong. It usually means you're paying closer attention. Look, if you're early into this and you feel like you should be further along, you're probably right where you need to be. Learning and education come before movement and building things. From all of us here at Possum Ridge Farms, until next time, I'll see you down at the barn.